Hey, Parkview, welcome back to the Parkview podcast, where we're talking about a new season here at Parkview. My name's Josh, one of our pastors on staff, and I'm here again today with the incumbent lead pastor. I knew you're gonna hate that.
Incumbent
lead
I just
pastor.
don't know how to spell it, so I wouldn't use it.
Andy Clanky. Speaking of spelling, did you know that I was the 6th grade spelling bee champion in Mrs. Wonsnyer's class?
Didn't know that. What word did you win on? Or / what word did your opponent lose on? That's usually how you win, right? They lose.
I don't remember. Okay. It was one that I just remember had 2 straight letters, like 2 consonants in a row, and that person missed one of the consonants.
Wow. You remember a lot about it for not actually remembering the word.
It's disappointing.
Okay.
Andy, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I feel like I should tune in the audience here that we just had a conversation with CJ about whether the Parkview people would want to know if we filmed one of those Instagram videos of a day in the life of Andy.
Yeah.
Would people want to see it?
No one would care. People that do care would tune in and be incredibly disappointed. I just got back on the Instagram for a while, and I probably will get off it again because I'm seeing this content of these people. One of them is a pastor, and he just shows what he does from 6 to 10, and I don't understand why that content needs to be out in the world, but 50,000 people thought it was interesting. I guess. I don't know.
I would actually love for people to let us know.
No, stop.
If you want to, Josh at parkview.cc, if you would like to see a day in the life of Andy, I will personally ensure that content.
The chaos, Instagram's not ready for that chaos. It's like on The Office when Creed starts a blog and Ryan sets him up with just a Word doc. He says the internet's not even for the internet. This is pretty jarring.
That's awesome.
That's what Will especially would be. No, we cannot do a day in the life of Andy.
When you have 2 boys, and I have 2 boys as well, it's just like between 5 to like 8 p.m. It's just chaos. So that's when I really want the footage. Everything here is pretty boring, but there 5 to 8 p.m. at the Clanky home with 2 boys. That's what I want to.
Will would become maybe a celebrity. Actually, we would have to set him up and get his own account. And yeah.
Okay, so I had I always try to think what's a fun way to open up. So I had a question for you because
was that not it? That was very fun.
That was fun, but I have another one that I thought about. Right. So, as you know,
again, Office, where Michael Scott has 4 openings to the same speech and uses them all.
But the openings are all funny.
Webster's dictionary defines.
Okay, so you like traveling.
Yeah, I enjoy to travel.
You like traveling, you've been the global local pastor. You know, part of that. I think is your passion for traveling, all those things. But you're a traveler. We talk about it all the time. So I have something I want to bring up that happened to me. So I was in Los Angeles last week, as you know,
L.A. Something called L.A.
L.A. My wife had a work trip, and I kind of tagged along. I was on the flight, and 2 situations came up. One, Paige, I was in the middle seat on the way there.
Oh wow.
Which she had something she had to do for work on the plane, so she wanted.
I can't work on the plane.
I can't either, but she kind of had to. She had a deadline or something. So, anyways,
wow, Paige.
I was in the middle. Person next to me,
Paige, Paige,
which is similar size to me. I'm a medium-sized man, as my mother-in-law tells me. He put his arm on the armrest, and I was in the middle, and I felt like the rule is
that's your armrest.
The middle person gets both.
Middle person gets both. If they're going to take the middle seat, because here's the deal. There are 4 armrests, so someone has to get both. It only makes sense the person in the middle would get both.
This person didn't do. On top of that, they fell asleep. And
on your shoulder?
The head was just shy of my shoulder. The knees were touching.
Knees always touch in the plane. That's fine. I'd get over this.
Last thing, the person in front of me, my other question is,
yeah,
person in front of me, on top of my armrest,
I know where this is going.
They reclined. And they reclined a decent extent. So is it a right in your seat to recline?
Yeah, it is. It's an option. It's there.
Is it socially acceptable?
I don't recline. I'll just say this. I don't recline. Parkview, I don't recline.
I'm gonna be more direct. If you recline your chair on the airplane, stop.
No, that's
don't
too,
do
that's,
it.
Don't.
No, I'm going to say it.
Don't use your pastoral.
I want everyone to know.
That's not. We got bigger fish to fry.
We as bringing the kingdom of God here. We have to care for people. Right. Well, stop reclining that seat. We don't have space for it.
We're gonna get canceled, and it's only the 3rd episode. We also have stuff to talk about. So
okay, all right. So
I don't recline. Did I make that clear though? I don't recline.
You don't recline.
And when people recline in front of me, I feel like now I should recline because I have less space. But then the person behind me doesn't know that the person in front of me recline, so they might just think that I'm being kind of selfish.
You agree with me? I'm just taking it to. I just want to be. I'm being more direct about it.
Yeah,
I'm an absolute case here. Do not recline.
Mix for good content, I guess, to be black or white.
Okay, so we're on episode 3. If you haven't listened to any, you can find these all where you find your podcast. So we started this series a few months ago just to kind of start talking through Parkview's in this transition where our lead pastor of 30 years, Ray, is kind of moving into
31 years.
31.
Got to give him that extra one.
Good credit. That's a host mistake. Is going to be transitioning. Andy is going to begin being the lead pastor here in official capacity in January, and a lot of those transitions have already happened. So we highlighted some of that transition. The first 2 episodes, you should head there to kind of get caught up. But we are just doing another one, these next couple, to kind of catch us up on where we're at each stage. So,
Okay.
Andy, you have been in the last month, 2 months, been doing what you've already talked about on other podcasts as like your listening tours.
Yep.
So I'm very curious. These listening tours, they were intended to kind of for you to really hear our people in this transition, for you to be a learner. It was a really humble posture of you to like go forward and get people's feedback on things, both
Very
in staff.
non-seat reclining posture.
Not,
Say.
it would, yeah, exactly. So just maybe tell us, what have you been learning so far? And it can be new things that were already affirmed. I'd also love to hear if there's anything like curious that's popped up for you or funny that's kind of shown up in those conversations.
Well, yeah, the listening tour with the congregation has been slower. It's harder to schedule people that don't work a few offices down.
Yeah.
So I'm still working through that. I'm still reaching out to people, still grabbing coffees with people and stuff like that. But on the staff side of things, especially on the Ray side of things, part of the listening tour was listening to Ray. What do I need to know as I step into this role? You ready for some of the things I learned?
I'm pumped.
I mean, it's super exciting. I now can sign checks at Parkview. That was
sick.
a whole session. How do checks work? Went to the bank. How to get my name on things. That was a big ordeal, actually.
Very exciting.
So if someone submits an expense report, or if we have a contractor and Terry needs someone to sign a check, I now am authorized to do
And
that.
is it Andy or does it technically go Anderson?
I just do a big A and then some squiggles. That's my signature.
That's awesome.
And then, yeah. Is it?
I guess a little
Let's see. What else did I learn? I learned about our checking account. I learned about how some people, some congregants are very generous and they give stock gifts. I learned how to process a stock gift and how to sell a stock on behalf of Parkview. We have a policy where I think we have to sell it within a week because the idea is we're not investing and making money. And so I learned how to do all that. It's pretty exciting. I mean, this is riveting. I learned about our savings account. We have some CDs with our reserves that are insured but make a little bit of interest. And I had my first elder meeting as well.
Yeah. What was that like? What happens at elder? People don't know this. So our elders meet every month, right?
Once a month. Yeah.
And kind of just go over all the policy things and direction of Parkview. So what is your role in that? What does those meetings look like?
Well, I'm not entirely sure yet. It was just the first one. Again, it was kind of a listening posture, observing posture. So as we make this transition, I just kind of sat there. I gave some updates. Some of these same updates that I'll give today, I gave to them. Kind of tested out some of this material on them. I don't know how riveting it was for them, but we'll try it. We're still going to try it in the podcast. So I gave them updates around what was happening with the staff and sermon series and stories that I had for people. So it was a lot of just updates.
Yeah.
But the biggest order of business was they were deciding their next 2 meetings, whether or not they're going to skip the Thanksgiving meeting or not.
Holidays.
That was a big, nice debate there.
It's kind of like the debate, like, do you have your Christmas party in December or do you wait till the new year and it's like everyone's got room, but it's not very holiday-ish, but then everyone feels a little relieved. It's always kind of a new thing now.
So anyways, those are some of the things I'm learning. And they're not super exciting, but it is things I got to know. And so Ray has been super helpful in those things.
I wonder, and we know we're still in the transition, but Ray has already handed off a lot of things here in the last few months, and you've been already giving some direction and things so that when we launch in January, we're kind of off and running here.
Yeah, hit the ground running. That's the idea.
I'm kind of curious for our people listening, like, how has your life changed so far? How have you seen, how has this impacted you personally? And it could just be as simple as like your schedule or how you think about things, or like, how has your life changed so far around this?
People are so much nicer to me now that I'm the boss. No. That's kind of true. Personally, I mean, I'm more busy than I've ever been, which is fine. It's okay. I have more responsibilities. I have more meetings, which means I have less time to do my work or my writing. And so that's a bit of a transition, trying to figure that out. Someone reminded me of this not too long ago, which was funny because I was already thinking it, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, I think, I did a message, and I said in the message, I said, people think I'm so busy. I'm not that busy, guys. And I kind of made light of the fact, like, I'm really good at keeping boundaries, and I really try not to be that busy. That is no longer true. I revoke. I want to, like, can we scrub that from that message? Redacted. I want to redact that. I am busier than I've ever been, but it's been fun because, again, I'm meeting with more people on our staff. I'm meeting with a lot of people in the congregation. I'm just doing more of reaching out to people that I know I've seen on Sunday. We've had a few conversations, but I wanted to get to know more, so I'm doing a lot more of that, which, again, does mean less time for writing and things like that. But it has been super fun so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. So maybe you can kind of fill us in, like, what are, this doesn't have to be super long or anything, but what are some of the things happening in the office, behind the scenes, things you wouldn't know if you're here on Sunday or you're attending a class or whatever, you may not know this is happening. I just found out a lot of people don't even know, I think we talked about this before, don't even know there's an upstairs here, so in all our offices and stuff. So
you did say that last time.
What, no, that's not great. But
no, it's okay. I remember, you always talk about how I have great memory, but I don't think I needed it for that.
He does. It is. It's alarming. I mean, you remember incredible details.
Well, as just evidence, either I remember a lot or you say the same thing over and over.
So I
also
helped you out.
Also a possibility. Anyways.
What's going on?
Okay, so again, it's not the most riveting content, but it actually has been really helpful for our
Let
staff.
me tell you about our meetings.
Yeah, our meetings. No. So how I've been talking about it with people and with our staff even is this, remember that TV show, The Prophet? I don't know, it was on like CNBC.
No, I never saw this.
Okay, it was pretty interesting. I don't know if it's still going or not. Marcus Lemonis is this investor who comes in and he takes over companies. The companies reach out to him and say, hey, we have these issues, or we're about to go under, we want to scale, but we don't know how. And so they essentially sell a portion of the business to Marcus, and then he comes in. And almost always what he does in the first 10 minutes of the episode, however long that takes in real time, is he works on the back end systems of things, the structures. That he often goes to the warehouse and he gets rid of old inventory. He puts new storage systems in place. He orders new equipment. Like he makes sure all the back end systems and the infrastructure is in place before they roll out new products or services or hires or things like that. Sometimes he makes a hire or two to help shore up the infrastructure. So, except for the fact that we're not like a broken or a failing business, we're actually in an amazing spot to launch off of. Other than that, that's kind of how I've been thinking about this season, is we're spending these first, few months talking about how to organize ourselves and structure ourselves and to put systems in place so that we are more efficient and more freed up to do ministry. So what that has looked like. Are you ready for some of the things we've done? Again,
here.
The congregation, they just come on Sunday. They don't know any of this stuff. They don't maybe even care about this stuff. But for instance, we had a team day, and the team, which was actually not something that I was excited about doing, but the team shared that they wanted to try it. We have a handful of different meetings, and it was kind of breaking up a lot of days. And two of our biggest meetings were on Thursday, which is our Friday. We have Friday off, and so think about your own work schedule. If you work, it'd be weird to have kind of your biggest, most strategic meeting like on Friday afternoon, which is essentially what we were doing. And so we changed all of our meetings to be on Tuesday. All of our pastoral meeting, our production meeting, and our preaching camp. And so that has really made Tuesday pretty heavy. Also, women's Bible studies on Tuesday, and so if you're involved with that, it's a big day. You don't get any like work done. Some days you don't even open your computer to do work. But we do production meeting, 11:15, and that's where we talk about everything that happened in the auditorium. On Sundays, we talk about lights and sound and transitions and things that maybe were clunky. The production, what it took to produce that day, and then the next week's production. Then we have a little mini break because I didn't really want people eating lunch.
This was the most controversial part.
Yeah, people wanted to do the pastoral meeting through lunch. I said, well, I don't want that. I don't want to see everyone eating. What if someone has fish or something?
I said yes, and then came back a week later and was like, I don't think this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the team
because I love lunch.
Yeah, and I just didn't want to eat. I don't want people smelly. It's like when you're on a plane, someone got the egg salad or something. Anyways, so we have a little mini break, and then we have a 2-hour. We extended our pastoral meeting to be 2 hours. So that's the 8 or 9 pastors on staff. I should probably know how many we have. And we talk through an agenda that's published the day before that is pastors feed into. It's not just me. And so we talk through ideas, issues. We pray for our congregation. and we spend some time debating different things. So that's 2 hours of that, and then we have another little mini break, and then we go into our preaching camp, which maybe we'll do a whole thing about our preaching system and camp and all that stuff. But where we talk about last week's message and the next week's message, and help each other work through manuscripts and workshop illustrations together. So that was a big change. We're only a month into it, and it's worked pretty well so far. But what has happened is that now Thursdays are pretty free.
Yeah,
and it has actually freed up our staff to meet with people more.
It's when we record often.
Yeah, we're recording right now on a Thursday. So it has actually really freed up more time, even, and it has kind of made Tuesdays heavy meetings. So that's some of the things we've done.
I think it's about style, right? Some people like, and we have a lot of different professionals listening to this. Some people like their things spread out, right?
Yeah.
I'm the person who wants, like, if we're going to have meetings, let's kill one day and just make it all happen. And now I got Monday, Wednesday, Thursday to figure out the rest. But everyone's got their own preference. Yeah. I think it's also helpful to hear all this because I think it's good for, I don't know what people think about how things are planned, but to know that we go back and look at what we did. Yeah. Like we don't just kind of come to a Sunday and say, pat anyone on the back and move forward, but we actually look and say, hey, this didn't work, this did work. And we actually take some time to evaluate it because we really care about this stuff. Yeah. So I think it's helpful just to know. Some people wouldn't even know, there's a production meeting that talks about we do, we take it seriously because we think what we do on Sunday is really important. So
We've been doing this for a while, but we kind of just named it as we really try and protect Wednesdays as being a day. We're always, most of us have content to churn out, to write or to evaluate or whatever, and so we really protect Wednesdays from being meetings. Meetings even with congregants. If you try and schedule a meeting with me on a Wednesday, I will likely say no unless it's like we just cannot find the time or something like that. So for instance, yesterday was a Wednesday. I spent most of the day at Wheaton Public Library. That's where I've been doing some writing lately. I got shamed, though, the other day. My music.
What?
I know. I didn't tell you this. My music was too loud through my headphones. I have these noise canceling.
That's impossible. Who shamed you?
20-ish.
Was it a library staff member? Or was it a person?
No, it was someone also studying. They also had headphones in, so I have no idea how loud this music was. I was just feeling it. There's a song that I love that we have started to sing. Called All Hail, and I love it. And I was just rocking out. And I see her, she's coming towards me. I was like, she's gonna talk to me. And so is that your music? And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. And she stood there and watched me turn it down. And then I was like, oh, okay, more. Okay. She goes, it's really loud. Anyways, so I read it Wheaton Public Library.
I'm like honestly can't get past the logistics.
I know, it was
of
bad.
That. 2 headphone, double headphone situation.
Yeah, I was just in the moment. Anyway, so we spend Wednesdays reading just to get ahead, try and create some white space, which has been helpful for people.
Yeah.
But
it's also where some of the strategic planning, I know for my area, if I'm preaching in 2 weeks, so I was doing some writing, but also when there's kind of some big things we're thinking through as far as strategic direction of things. So what we need to get down on paper, camp has its 10-year anniversary. That's a day that I'll sit there and think how are we going to execute the 10-year anniversary and get things on paper and think through. So,
and because we all love each other, we have so much fun with each other. If you really, really need to focus on something and get something done, it's hard to do in the office.
It is. No, Carlos is a distraction. Okay. Carlos is a problem.
We have a kind of an open door policy, and it's just, it can be hard. So we've carved that out. Yeah. On that note, again, can I keep going? I don't know what my time is.
Do it.
So many.
You're doing great.
We have started working on a shared calendar as a staff, which again sounds
this is riveting podcast episode.
It's hard to find time to meet with people, and we went around and said, what do you use? I use iCal, I use Google Cal. Carlos was using something I'd never heard of, like Schedule Tree or something. I don't know.
We're always real? I didn't know that.
We're always using these different calendars, and so our executive pastor Matt is helping us just get all on the same calendar so we can see people's availability and when they're out. We're talking about goal software and meeting software so that we can set agendas with each other. So these are all back end, not super exciting things, but will hopefully help us be more efficient and free us up to when we're ready to launch new programs or whatever, that we are more efficient.
Yeah, so you may not notice it on a Sunday morning or an event, but and when those things are executed, part of their quality improve when we're better as a team.
Yeah.
I think that's the idea. But you said something. I mean, just to update, we have our executive pastor, Matt. We talked a little bit about him
Matt
last time. So, Matt, do you want to share anything about Matt's first couple of weeks on the team at all?
Yeah, I mean,
we'll get him on here at some point.
He's doing similar to what I have been doing. He's just doing a lot of listening. He's going out and he's setting up a meeting with every staff member. 2 meetings actually. One kind of just a personal. Who are you? What get to know you, and then one, what's your job here? How can I help? So that's amazing. He's helped us with some of this HR kind of stuff with the calendar and this software. Him and I are working on some like handbook changes. Again, more really exciting things.
People are going to be on like 1.8 speed.
This is a
good one. This is a good one to up the speed.
Okay, I don't know. It's important, but yeah, you're right. It's not the most exciting. He's working on some handbook policy, employee stuff.
We had a little celebration.
We did a welcome lunch a week ago. Allison and Carlos made tacos.
Have we talked about Joy Squad? Is that a thing we've said on here?
I don't know. We have a thing called the Joy Squad, and they help us find joy.
Okay, be more specific. The Joy Squad, it's been around a couple of years or so. Maybe
I started it like Sherry, I should say. Sherry and Neil and I started it.
It's been more than a couple of years.
Before COVID. Maybe in COVID. I don't remember.
Man, my timeline is all off. No, Joy Squad helps plan events that basically are about staff bonding and camaraderie and building community on our staff. So that can include celebrating birthdays or anniversaries, but also like outings and stuff. And so, so that's a little bit of we call them Joy Squad, which I think is appropriate.
Yeah, so Joy Squad put on this lunch, and there was tacos. It was great. And then there was a game that we played. It was actually created by Jake Ochoa to play with students, but we played it together, where a word pops up. So it would say love, and 2 people had to compete, and the first person to sing a song that had the word love in it got a point.
I do wish I was here for that.
It was fun.
I'm actually kind of sad.
The cool thing, why this ties to Matt was on our team. I think he was the only person on our team that got points. We were terrible. I think we had Carlos and Christina, who you would think has this catalog of
how did they
songs.
Were the words, what are they, hard words? Are they
but when you get up there, your brain just freezes. And then sometimes you think of a song and you don't want to say it because maybe it's a little embarrassing or something. But the people that got points, they just went for it.
Who was great at it? Who was our
Matt
best
was good
person?
at it. Who else was good at it? You weren't there. I got no help for this.
Robbie, were you there? Who's best at this?
Who was good at
were
this?
You guys here? Bender, we were talking to our team who helped.
Sarah was good at it. She pointed to herself. She was good at it.
You were pretty good?
Humble brag. Okay.
I love that. That you would be excellent. Bender, besides being our communications person, she has a good catalog of music, I feel like, in her head. So that makes sense.
Anyways, so yeah, we're just continuing to try to get to know Matt, trying to introduce him to who we are and our culture, and little things like that was helpful.
So maybe with the time we have left, you can talk a little bit around. I don't know if we've really dived into why we've called this dove into.
Dive in?
I know English. Rock.
Dive into.
Sorry, Rock for Christian. I'm sorry that I let you down on this one. We've talked about this being titled new. So they might be. Who knows?
Okay.
Pride, alumni pride here. New season is kind of the title of the podcast. We can share a little bit of it seems pretty. I think people have an idea, but maybe if you want to give a little more context to it, and then maybe share a little bit of what's next. Where are we going from here with the time we have left?
Well, the new season. So we felt like we needed a name, not just Parkview Podcast. So the idea of new season, we're kind of calling everything related to this transition a new season.
Yeah.
Because the idea is seasons are, seasons come and go. They're natural. They are not good or bad. They're neutral. Every season has really good things about it. Maybe things what's your favorite season?
It's fall or summer.
Both are great, right? Because there's the good things about both. And I love the season. I can never live at a place that didn't have seasons.
That's how my wife page was.
Because I love winter, and then when I'm done, it goes away. And then I love spring, and then I'm I can go for some hotter weather, and then boom, it's here. And I'm man, I'm kind of sick of August, and it's fall.
There is kind of a little point in February where you're kind of
sure, okay,
it's not shorter.
There's a few times, sure. So, anyways, but the idea of seasons, they're natural, they come and go, they're not bad or good. It's just different.
Yeah.
And that's really what I want to communicate in this. We are so blessed that we are in this transition for all natural good reasons.
Yeah.
It's after 31 years, Ray's it's time to pass this off, and after 10 years, like, they were like, I think you're the person for this. And so it just has been a natural kind of change of seasons, but not bad and not even necessarily good, just different. I mean, hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah.
But there's nothing, to correct. So we didn't want to say anything like fresh start or like what's new or like, we just want to say it's just a new season. It's just the next thing. And that's the progression of the church and the life here. And
I think a lot of people. I mean, just to name something, some people listening might be thinking is, the church has been in the news quite a bit in the last decade of ways.
Not our church.
Not our church.
Church.
But the big church has a lot of stories of like churches who've had like real big moral failures for senior leaders or transitions that have gone poorly. All across like the world, like global church. And so I think it's helpful just to know that like when you hear those stories, that doesn't represent like, as a matter of fact, it doesn't represent most churches, I think, honestly. But also we're really working hard to make sure like this transition is like really smooth and good and healthy for our people. So
yeah.
What's kind of a focus for our team in this next season? We got a couple minutes left, but what's kind of the focus you'd say like Parkview as a staff, as a team, you're kind of moving them toward in the next 6 to 12 weeks?
I mean, one of the things that we talked about on some of our pastoral days and even with changing around our schedule is just a recommitment. Not that the commitment ever went away, but just like a fresh kind of look at our commitment to our people and making sure that we have so many newer people or people that have been around a while, but we haven't had a chance to get to know yet. Maybe they came out of COVID and we're still kind of reestablishing there's not as many programs to come to, whatever. It's just getting to know our people more, better, setting up coffees with people. You probably have already maybe even noticed people reaching out to you. We did a thing on about Sundays at our meeting we had in September. I said, listen, Sunday is a work day. We work on Sundays. We get paid on Sundays. Sunday is a work day for pastors. But I said, your office is closed. It is not a work day in that you are doing your expense reports or printing stuff out for the week or setting agendas or replying to emails. Like Sunday, the office doesn't exist for you on Sunday. We are in the lobby and we are in the auditorium, we're in the children's spaces, we're in the green room, just seeing people and getting to know people and making fun memories with people and whatever. And so that's one of the things that we've really talked about is just upping our commitment to our people and making ourselves available for people.
We've so just to that point, our elementary spaces have been a little bit out of room for great problem. But for small groups, it's loud downstairs.
Yeah.
So some of the girls in the boys' small groups or the preteen ministry have come up here into our office. So to your point, though, we're not using this for anything besides the essentials for Sunday morning, and then we're out with our people. But it has been. They think it's awesome. They get up here and they're cool. Wait. One, this exists.
Yeah.
And two, this is where you work.
Some people don't know the upstairs exists.
I've now it's the third time it's been mentioned. The elementary kids love coming up here and are like, this is amazing. There's a spot. And then they sometimes terrorize my office. Which that part is cute and honoring, but also sometimes I got a lot to erase on my whiteboard. Okay.
And then real quick, November 20th, it's a Thursday. We have a pastoral kind of offsite day. Nikki actually is going to host us at her home, and we're just going to, as a team, really talk through the priorities for the next 12, 18, 24 months of Parkview. Of now, again, our vision, our values, our heart is not changing, but what are the things we really want to do? What are the things that Parkview needs right now, based on our conversations with people, based on our history, based on what we see. I mean, I got to believe one of those things. I'm not going to talk out of turn. I don't think in saying this. I mean, it's helping people connect to each other. We just are hearing so much from the listening tour and from other things. So people just I love Parkview. I love what you're doing. I love what you're saying. I love the vibe. I love the space you're creating. But I don't feel like I know a lot of people. And how do I get to know people in my area, people that are in my life stage? And so that's going to be I'm sure we're going to talk about that on the 20th and a few other things as well. But.
Well, we didn't plan on talking about this, but just to maybe briefly mention it, because I mean, we're coming up in a season. We're recording this November 6th. I'm not sure. When is this coming out?
Next week, hopefully.
Next week, hopefully. Okay. So we're going to be having some different types of services coming up. We have our Christmas series. We're going to have some services where you've already seen this. Kids have been involved in some of them. And and then if you were here last week, we're recording this on the 6th. If you were here last Sunday, you saw we had a totally different auditorium
Oh, yeah,
setup.
yeah, that's right.
So I just wonder if you can talk a little bit. Like, we've been trying some things. And
Yeah.
what's some of the spirit behind that?
Well, we want to try a few things, and obviously we want to try things that are intentional. We not just want to do things for the
Yeah.
sake of doing things. We talked about that. And so, like, for instance, last week we were out talking about the church, and I just have always wanted to try to turn the chairs in the auditorium. I just think that I just don't love how we just always just look forward. And this week made sense to do it. We're talking about the church and who we are and being in community. And so Robbie and Carlos and I and Bertine went down to our auditorium, and we just started kind of playing around with setups. And we really liked how it came out, and people were so kind and gracious, and they thought it was kind of fun. We had a lot of people ask to keep it. We're probably not going to keep it that way. It was kind of a novelty thing because there are a few problems with it that, yeah. But it was fun because we're just going to start trying things to engage people differently. Like we're going to start having family service. I texted you yesterday. I'm thinking about the winter series, and I was like, I think I want to do a family service on this day. I'm not going to say the day yet in case we pull it back, but and thinking about how to engage the kids and how to even engage kids beyond just that Sunday content. And so we're just going to start trying different things and seeing what connects with people. And so it's not always the same thing every single week. It will be the same 70% of the time, probably still. But those other times, and we don't want to do it just for shock factor. We really want to do it because it.
Yeah, there's some intentionality, even like those family services or services that maybe are not necessarily family oriented, but just we want to include everyone.
Yeah.
There are things that we think a whole, the entire congregation, including kids, including students, would benefit from, right? And then sometimes I think we realize like there's a value in seeing like our faith community is built up of not just like, 18 and over adults, right? It's built up of all these groups of people.
I love having kids in the auditorium. I mean,
do too.
not like 3-year-olds, like having Will in the auditorium. I just keep going back to Will. Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Ben.
I don't think he's, I don't necessarily, it would be distracting, it'd be hard for us or whatever, but like having, an 8-year-old in the auditorium and like observing like the life of the church and worshiping and seeing their parents worship. And so I love that stuff. And I want to see more of that. Again, not every week, not just to do it, but when it makes sense, I really want to include our kids and our students in the services.
We close up. We have 2 weeks left of the Creed series.
Yeah, this week, next week. You're the closer.
And we got the gratitude
service. CJ and I are going to like team teach, and we're going to do baptism that day. If
It'd be awesome.
If you've never been baptized, we'd love to baptize you. I looked right at the camera, like an invite.
Do it.
Yeah, we'd love to baptize you that day as an expression of gratitude for what God's done in your life.
And then, do you want to tease the Christmas series, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, it's called "All I Want for Christmas Is."
I'm so excited.
All I Want for Christmas Is, and
I love Christmas.
Kind of off the Mariah Carey song. I don't know if you know that song.
Oh yeah,
you do. Okay. And we're talking about desire. Things are especially around the Christmas time that there's a heightened desire for things like gifts. And I won't give away your week, right? Because I don't want to. If you want to, no. Okay. So yeah,
sweet, awesome, Andy. We'll be back here in a month, right?
I think I'm going to pop off the next one and have 2 other guests without me.
Oh, that's
that maybe you can talk about, introduce people to them a little bit more, go into their story a little bit, and then how the transition's been going for them. So my guess is I will be off next month.
That's probably good information for everyone. This will look different sometimes. We'll have different people. We might have different hosts, different guests. So this will look what it needs to. So that, and really, again, it's another way that we want to commit to communicating with you and telling you what's going on in the life of our church. So, Andy, thanks for talking. Thanks for filling us in. And thanks for listening, Parkview. And have a great day.